site your idea?
No. I
No?
want the orange.
Just want orange. And what do you make me do every day?
Cut orange.
Cut an orange in a certain particular way because you want it peeled, but you want it.
Cut.
Oh, you want it peeled and cut.
I just want to cut it because. Me too.
It's just easier to open.
I've always cut the sharpest knives.
What? You do not. When does Daddy let you? Does Daddy let you use sharp knives?
I can't use
No.
the sharp.
Is this the reason why you always get Daddy to do it?
Well, not anymore because I use my own now.
Oh. What's your Lego block knife?
No, I just cut my own orange.
What's the topic of this story? Just
What's
multi-tools and
Mom doesn't
knives.
let me use those sharp knives.
Kind of like stuff I use every day kind of thing.
And I never cut my hand.
You should go through Daddy's junk drawer. I bet you people would like that video. The junk drawer video. BA's junk drawer video.
See, mine's melted.
I think the navel oranges do much better at this process. I usually don't have that much trouble doing this. It's usually when as soon as the camera comes on, everybody says the same thing. It's like when the camera comes on, you start having like look at this disaster. Then over here. Nice and neat. Anyway, here you go, kid. And you split it. Pull that out. This isn't a video about how to peel an orange. This is just kind of like a daily thing of stuff I do. Kids, you can be my background noise today. This is a Buck 110, and it's highly modified. A lot of you have already seen shots of that. You got your little thumb tab there. This is the ferro rod for it. I use this every now and then with this 22 Magnum shell that's used as the handle. I don't know if I've showed too many of you that. I like it because it has that lock. It makes it a lot easier. This clips right on my pants. I usually clip it right on the outside of the pants. That way you can just quickly grab it. And it even has a lock, that case. And then snap to it. Alright. Something else I usually carry on the other side is this guy here. And you can pick one of these cases up that you can just make yourselves. Now they come with chrome snaps. They don't come with this. But you can get this case. You'll have to do some modifications to it. Someone gave this to me as a gift. Freaking, I don't know how many years ago for like Christmas or something. It was a leather kit. And it was from like Tandy Leather's leather kits for the multi-tool and the flashlight. Well, I don't run Maglite. So since I run the old school Olight with just the magnet on the back, it's not rechargeable. I run this guy. I usually carry it because it gets extremely intensely bright. It can actually probably burn paper if you keep it on there long enough. This just has the Leatherman Wave. Everyone's favorite. This is, you can tell it's worn really bad. It does have the pocket clip, so in case I don't want to wear this or wear a belt or anything, then I can just slip this in my pocket and until all the blades are nice and worn on this thing. Two different types of files here. I even use one of these sides as like a striker from time to time. This blade has been sharpened so much. Look at that. Ridiculous. All right, there's your saw. Just want to show you the differences with these as I go. Just a Leatherman Wave. It's heavy, really heavy. And it does not come with the pocket clip. You got to buy that afterwards. Replaceable bits, tips. There's your tips here. Hey, kid. What are you humming about, kid? Can opener? I have no idea what she's humming about sometimes. All right. There's your scissors. Somebody might be in the market looking for one of these. And these are all right for cutting small things. Nothing too outrageous. These will break. I've had one break before and I've had to change it out. They make changeable everything for it. But two different types of tips. Flat, Phillips. And then you've got this radical thing here.
Mommy,
That works pretty good for scraping and whatnot. There's that. And I just shove that. I usually just shove that in here. Something like that. Kids, stop racing, eating your food. This one here, you might not recognize it. It is a Leatherman Skeletool. And this Skeletool, I was messing around one day and looking at modifications you can do to the Skeletool, because I was like, you know, I have another tool over here that's quite like it. This is a Signal, and the Signal just has the hammer end on one side, right? Hey, crazy pants. You eat your food. They're eating lunch over here, and they're like singing songs and humming. Anyway, this has got the clip for the bottle opener. It's a good bottle opener. It has a nice tip sizing thing here. So you got two different size tips. You get usually you'll get these tips for handheld pocket style screwdrivers, small screwdrivers that have these smaller tips, and then you have the larger tip. But it takes both of those, and that's your can opener. This over here is your lock. That locks it to keep you from opening it right here. And then in this direction here, I'll get to that in a sec. It automatically comes with a clip, but this is the Signal. I always get them confused when Surge. I have Surge. Surge is like a bigger version of this Wave over here. But the Signal is very simple. It's for someone that's going outdoors a lot or just working around the property. So they have a ranch or something. They're just sort of, you know, doing little things here and there. It might come in handy for that, or camping. I would say just camping, because I usually use this around the property more than any of the other ones. Why? It's just simple. It's fast. I'll get to that. But you have a saw. This one won't come with that. And you have this nice blade, which that one comes with a blade. And then over here you have a file. That's a diamond file you can sharpen. And if you turn it in the right angle, it even works as like a little striker. Since you do have this guy here, which is part of the Signal signature. See, I did that. Anyways, but there's your whistle, and there's your ferro rod. And I have a backup of these because I happen to use this one quite a bit around the house. But that's for your starting fires. That's the whole point of the Signal aspect of it, right? All right, over here, basic screwdriver tip, just like the other ones. Now you can switch these out for, you calm down over there. You can switch these out from the flathead to Phillip head to a saw blade. You can just pop in a saw blade. That goes back to the mods. I always look up the mods you can do to these different types of tools. You have your awl for sewing, and then you have right here, you have your can opener, really good can opener. And then right here, she's just going to hum the whole video, isn't she? But that's that. That's the Signal. I like this because it just slips right there in your pocket. And then this here, I was looking at modifications you can do to these crazy kids. They're trying to interrupt my video over here. All right. They do it on purpose sometimes just to get my attention. Hey, what are you doing over here? I see what you're doing. Okay, so this just has a standard blade. This is a Skeletool, and it wouldn't come with one of these. I was looking at modifications you can do to these things. There's a mod company that does laser printing of crazy stuff, and they cut things out of brass and steel and all kinds of stuff. But it's just called the multi-tool mod. It's mod guy. Anyways, but there's a link in the I'll see if I can find it. If I can't, then you'll just have to Google search. But that's Google's your friend. That's what I usually do. But this, they modify this, and you could put a pin in it. Mod guy. That's something like that. If I find the link, I'll give it to you. But they make these it molded. It's this is steel. It looks brass, but it's not. But it's steel. And they made it so that you could make more uses out of your Skeletool. And I just wanted to share that because I carry this thing around with me everywhere, and it is beat. I mean, why? Because it's simple, you know. It's just has limited. It's lightweight, and that's part of the reason why I carry it. I think lightweight's part of the reason. Plus, I get pliers out of it. This guy here, I've used this to cut a whole lot of fence and, you know, welder wire and stuff like that. And then back here, you'll have another tip right over here. So you can change out a tip on it. And, you know, I was using the tip change to do the flipping paint cans and stuff when I'm out working. And I usually have to use a flathead to get the paint cans open and stuff like that, because I'm usually painting or something outside. But anyways, this guy here, these will fit in there just like that. So you've got a straight in approach when you're cranking on some screws or something. So they give you that straight in approach, and then they also give you this option here. You have your different directional, just like on this one here, the signal has wide and skinny, wide, skinny, but they don't offer that. I think that's cool. This is used for paint cans. I actually use this to pry open paint cans, shove it in, all the way around. It's really easy to use. This also has the wide tip, so you can put one all the way. Well, I don't have one of the wider ones here, but that's where that goes all the way through. I'll go grab one. Here we go. Brought more adventures over here. People like, I like looking at stuff, right? Some people are like me. They're like, I like looking at stuff like this. This will automatically come with a clip. Nothing unusual on the inside. It's pretty freaking basic. That's it. That's all it does. But I like the curve to it, and I like using it for different types of working around a house. This guy here, I don't really need to talk about this. I think everybody's seen this Tactica several times. I've got different colors of these. Got a whole bunch of these around the house. But heck, you got to use this just to get... I usually don't do this. I don't put this on the end there like that, because I usually just use the slide out for Tactica. I love this thing. I use this thing all the time. Kids' toys or whatever, it doesn't matter, around the house, you know, competing against that rival dad, you know, pull cranking them over, that kind of thing. But competing with your rival dads in the neighborhood. So like this guy here fits there, and then you could place that little hole there works for that. See? And now you've got another one here. Just like that. I'm not shoving it all the way in there, cramming it in. And then over here, they're just slide this over. So I'll share this with you. I'll talk about this too. I know this is something else. Somebody's like, oh, I've always wanted to see one of those. This is your smaller ones, I think. Nope, that's not the same size. But it's close. And I never found anything that fits this, actually. This is just its own, the anvil tool. This thing is just its own freaking toy. I say toy because I don't have many applications for it. All right, let's slide those to the side. Now, I was going to bring a ton of freaking multi-tools out. I've got them scattered all over the house, and, you know, because I get these little kits all the time, and I end up with a whole bunch of random ones. I use them until they're worn down pretty good. This is the one I'm switching to right now because it has the hammer on it, and I need the hammer to bash stuff around. There's always something sticking out, and I got to knock on it. But that's usually what I use this for. I like this because it's got the angle here, and you can whack from this direction. This one actually says bottle opener, and I don't think this one, nope, that one doesn't have the engraving. It says bottle opener. So you just got to figure out what that's used for, right? Somebody out there's like, what? This one's engraved. I'll never know how it operates. Anyway, but this is light, and it has multifunction and a saw and all other options. And I was just looking for more mods, and there's a mod guy out there. It doesn't just make tools for Skeletool. They make them for all kinds of stuff. There's stuff for Leatherman Wave and a whole lot of others. Surge, Signal. They make they even have some stuff on their website for the PS4 Squirt, that little bitty one that has all the little tools to it. That one's cool. I keep that one in my EDC pouch everywhere I go. But this guy had this, and it had a replacement section for this for you to have like a light and some other stuff. It was crazy, man. I never knew there was a company out there, and it's a small company. You got to be patient with them when you order something. It might seem shady ordering from them, but they're actually pretty legit. But I'll try and put the link in there for you guys. But I thought that was cool. Now, this one here, you know, I think it was more of a gimmick when it came out. And I know a lot of people probably keep this in their armory set. I do. And I'm not going to go carrying it around with me unless I'm, you know, I work a particular job that requires the very tiny Allen keys, which don't work for a lot. And for this to be made as a 1911 support tool kind of thing, like a gun tool to carry with you for a bug out bag or something, I don't recommend it. And this is your 1911 barrel nut key device. And if you see, here, let me pull. Someone's going to want to see, so I'm just going to show and tell. There we go. You got to empty them out, don't you? But it's something like this. Here, slide this over. Something like this guy here. And you wanted to, say, remove this. All you got to do is turn your magazine sideways and just push it in there just like that. And you'll see it collapses every single time. Then you just rotate it and take it out. So it's not that big of a deal to do something like that, right? But that's for that barrel, that's for that. It goes on there just like that, and you turn it. Anyways, I hate that. You know, it's these companies, they make these crazy tools, right? And then they, hang on, there we go. Put that back in there. But yeah, they make these crazy tools, and these tips don't fit any of my grip screws. I haven't. If you've got the flathead version, you're good to go. But then what? You just need a flathead. Why would you need all the other ones? All the other accessory tips that are designed to only fit this little doodad right here. And that is it. Just like that. Day here, I tell you. I'm sorry. I keep getting distracted and interrupted. It's, yeah, hectic world out there. The pistol tool does have a knife. I thought that was all right. The pick is cool for picking out dirt and crap, you know. It's all right. It's nothing to write home to mom about. This guy here works pretty good in certain situations when you need a punch, you know. It does unscrew and really has no other application than that. It's pretty sad, actually. This was the one that I was disappointed with when I got it, because I thought it would do more or be more useful, but it's really not. I think it's gimmicky, and a lot of people got it. And it's good to add, and if you're just a collector, you know, I kind of consider myself as a collector, you know, because I collect and then I put it to the side and I just move on with my life. And some things that I end up with by accident end up being what they call safe queens. You know, you put them in the safe, you never see them again. It's kind of like that old Monte Carlo you never get running it, sitting in your front yard with the grass growing up around it, or that Mustang dream you had. But yeah, it's something like that. It's just stuff that you end up putting away, and it's kind of like this one here. I do use a lot. Does it have a lot of function? No. But for every single daily use, you're going to need a knife. You want one you can draw quick. You want one that cuts cardboard. That works. You want something that has a screwdriver. You got it. Everything's pretty basic, simple. Paint can opener, pry bar, hammer, screwdriver. I just added this to it just so I'd have a little extra, and clipping and wire pliers. So for the basic person, I would say this is what I use the most. And then this guy here, it's been useful for having a saw as a backup or something like that. It doesn't have a lot of wear parts, so it doesn't really get worn. These chrome places are usually where you get your wear. It's kind of like with the Wave. I think the Wave's the most popular tool out there, but it's so freaking heavy it's got a lot of weight to it, but it has more tools. And that's what's cool about that, is that it has a lot more tools to it. But I guess that's really all I've got. And I would have brought, like I said, I would have brought a whole lot more out here, but I just wanted to share just taking something simple and adding a little modification to it because of all the, if you just look up Leatherman modifications, you'll find a whole ridiculous number of them out there. And then, you know, back to this, something that the world probably didn't need. The tool that shouldn't have been made. I hang out with my kids too much. The tool that shouldn't have been made is this one right here, right? Anyway, but I figured I'd share, and this is me sharing, and I hope this helps you make your little decisions out there. But this is the one I've been using a lot, and I'll try and find the link so you guys can get that guy if you want it. All right, God bless. Take care.